Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 3rd. This week, definitely check out astrojar.com for more awesome readers and astrologers. But let's see what's coming up for you this week. Could be a good week for money, for sure. Definitely, I would say. And let's see. Let go of something if you need to let go of it as well. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But you start off with the Eight of Diamonds. Great card for money. Represents material success on the horizon. More money coming in. So a lot of you could be seeing more money. Just simply seeing more money coming in. This card also represents a good time to be financially responsible. Represents a great time. I would say you have the Eight of Hearts as well. So I think this combination makes it a great time to apply for new jobs, to try to go out and get a new job, and to try to get interviews as well. I think that the combination of the two makes your personality come across really well, makes you probably able to interact with people really well, and also will kind of allow you to I'd say make an impression on the people around you at this time. So now is the time for sure to go out there and try to get an interview if you're looking for a job. Really kind of pound the pavement. I always say with the Eight of Diamonds, eights are very simple. They just ask you to work extra hard. I know it's a pain, but they ask you to work extra hard towards getting what you want. This is also a great combination if you're looking for anything else, like love. So these two cards together say, hey, if you want love, go out there and try to meet people and work extra hard to do it. Because, again, your personality, I think, with these two will actually really shine and will allow you to get what you want. Also, as always, this is an amazing card for investing money, for saving money, and doing anything involving making money as well, even if you're like in sales or something like that. It's a very good card. Next, you have the Eight of Hearts. Again, a gift from the universe, getting a gift from the universe. Again, it also allows your personality to kind of shine, like I said, and to it helps you attract people to you. You, of course, have to, again, go out there and try to make it happen, but you can with this card. It's also a card that says, make sure to stay positive at this time. The way that you think and the way that you express yourself will be picked up on a very strong level this week with this card. So if you're putting out a negative attitude, then everybody around you will be negative. You'll probably see a direct kind of correlation between the two things with this card. So make sure to always smile and be happy this week so that people around you will also treat you the same way and kind of be smiling and very optimistic. I do think it's a very optimistic week for you at this time. I would say also, though, be careful with kind of false optimism. Be careful of being too optimistic, then disappointing yourself. I think that there is, just even looking at your astrology here, I think that there is an element of being maybe a little bit too overly optimistic about things. So I think if you just calibrate that this week, especially when it comes to business or love, mostly those two things, and I think if you have realistic expectations, you'll actually do quite well. I would say also this week maybe a good week for you to focus on kind of like smaller things. Don't focus on something that's so big. Like, don't say to yourself, I think the energy is prime for this. Let me give you an example. It's prime for thinking, I have this amazing business idea. I'm going to make $1 million this week. And again, you could be kind of blowing things up in your head like that. And then it doesn't happen, but you still maybe make $1,000 this week. So I think if you kind of focus a little bit smaller and just look at it as a step to getting to your goal, then you'll be more positive this week. Same thing with love. I mean, you could be, trying to date somebody and they tell you, well, I can't go out with you right now, but maybe in 2 weeks. And then you take that as a no. So again, just calibrate your feelings. Next, you have the Fool in reverse. I feel like you had this card last week in reverse as well. Represents needing to get started on something, but not kind of hesitating to start on something. So a lot of you could be hesitating to start on an idea. I'd say mostly you're probably hesitating on a past idea, something that you've thought of in the past, or actually something you've already done, but it didn't work out. So now you're hesitating to kind of start over. I think it's prime time this year, especially if you're in business, for old business ideas to come back. At this time, I was explaining to another sign that there's some very interesting things going on with Uranus as well, which I think could have us taking old ideas that we have, updating them, turning them into something else, turning them into something different. But again, I think that we could really be hesitating and not taking action on our ideas. So turn this around, take action on your ideas. Nine of Spades. pretty much the same thing. Past disappointments. Nine of Spades comes up, and it's a past disappointment, and we always look at that past disappointment. We're like, well, I'm not doing that again because last time I did it, it caused too much pain. I know it's very general, but it could be, a person you dated, could be a type of person you dated, could be a business you tried to start, a job you tried to start, whatever. But this card says that, last time it didn't work out because it needed to fail. This card represents a blessing in disguise, but it does say that this time you can start over and do things differently. Also, be careful of making sweeping generalizations about people on this card. With this card, some people, I see it on the channel all the time, where people will be like, "Oh, I'll never date a Pisces because Pisces are crazy," or something like that. And so don't discount entire groups of people. Because this card is about being too limiting. It's about limiting things. That's just one example. Again, you could be limiting about your ideas, about so many other things. So again, make sure to open up and kind of allow experiences to happen at this time. Next, my favorite card on the deck, Ace of Clubs, represents abundance in all ways coming into your life at this time. Like I said, I think that even though you could be making things out to be more than they are in your head this week, I do also see that there is a great opportunity for you to be very successful at this time with a project, especially if you get super focused with it, and don't allow disappointments to set you back. Again, these disappointments are just saying, try something different. Try a different way to get to your goal this week. I think that, the bad stuff is behind us now, right? All these challenges that we've been through for many years are kind of behind us and gone. So I think we need to look for new innovative ways and new innovative ideas to be successful. And I think if you can do that, which you can with this card represents having a big brain. It represents being very intelligent, having a lot of ideas about what you want to do, what you need to do. The list goes on and on there. It's also a card of influence and becoming an authority. So look at more ways to develop authority. I always say the clubs cards represent authority. They represent becoming, well known, and maybe it's only in your industry, but still a very good card for doing all of those things. Next, again, be careful of disappointments this week. The Tower, I think the Tower is coming in with a very specific message. I think it's saying that if you continue with old behaviors, old negative behaviors, if you continue with old negative attitudes, you are going to kind of get a spiritual smackdown. So again, try to maintain positivity at this time. I actually do think that a lot of you could have been, over the past couple of weeks, been experiencing kind of a lot of tension where you feel like you're going to explode. And just know that that was probably necessary, and you actually probably already see where that has led to. You probably already see exactly where it's brought you. You probably already had this light bulb moment. I always say that the Tower, to me, doesn't represent anything really all that bad. To me, it represents coming to a sudden realization of what you need to do in life. And on a more mundane level, by the way, this can represent moving. So some of you might be doing that. And finally, you show up, the Queen of Diamonds, here. So a very good card for money, being very intuitive with money. I always say that I think the Queen of Diamonds is better than the King of Diamonds. I think she should be above the King of Diamonds because she represents more of an intuitive sense about money. And it's also a card of harvest. Harvesting something new in your life, harvesting more money, and harvesting more success at this time. So, I definitely think there's a lot of success, with you, for you this week. So, thank you for watching, and enjoy your week.